Praful? Okay. Any Mac users, awesome Mac users here? What I want to do is I want to show my other. Dave, can you help me with this? Okay, screen. Can no one see that? Display. Okay, got it. Got it. Display arrangement. Sorry, mirror display, right? So everything will. Thank you so much. Right, so this is now mirrored. Dave, are you getting this? I'm a genius.
Oh, world's hearing that you're a genius at the moment.
All right. Dave, you're live, and I will introduce you to the audience now, and you can take over.
Thanks.
All right. So here's Dave Hall, and he'll be presenting a session from Australia about deploying Drupal. He has over how many years of experience in Drupal, Dave?
So it's about 8 years.
8 years of Drupal. Are you lying? Is Drupal even 8 years old yet? It's like, yes, it is. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is Dave Hall all the way from Australia, and next wise is his.
Dave Hall, hey. My Australia si hun. I'm sorry, that's the limit of my Hindi. But a few other things about me before we get started. I'm an IT consultant. I run a business on Drupal and open source. And for the last 4 years or so, I've been heavily focused on developing Drupal and I do a fair bit of sysadmin work.
I think we lost you a little bit.
Is there a problem, Parth?
Yes, I think we lost you for a while, but yeah, we're good now.
Okay, cool. So I started site with 4.7. I built in 2009, and that took 15 months of preparation. Myself and Dick Olson, who wrote the report that recommended that Symfony's HTTP library. So that was the start of Symfony in
It's not. Oh, awesome. So Dave just left. Hold on. Dave, you there? You're back. Dave, this is live. Come on. Okay.
You can use this if you want.
There's no line here. That's the issue. Thanks for bringing this up. I'm getting greedy here. Dave, if you can hear me, just hold on.
Yep. Okay.
But you're clear now. And what I'll do is I'll try and connect to my hotspot. I think I'm getting 3G now, which will help me, help you, help me, help you, help you, help me. Just give me like 2 minutes and I'll be able to do it for you. Don't connect. Okay, I'll just. Okay. But yeah, we can hear you now, Dave. Let me know when you're ready. Oh shit. Yeah. Apparently, India's internet is better than Australia's. No kidding. Oh, I think he heard me. He's like, wait, what are you doing? Okay. I'm sorry for the delay, but उसकी वहां से problem है. We are all good. I'm organized. Hey, like I will. मैं तो करूँगा जो मुझे चाहिए. What? What? Someone said anything? Huh? Where is this? Who's saying this? I'm so blind. Is it? Oh, there. Wow, acoustics of this room is so awesome. I can, like, sitting here. But it's not me. You can see it on the screen. I'm hiding nothing. I am hiding my email address now, but and emails. But yes, you can do other things until then. Oh shit, that's the volume. Oh, decrease this. Hey, Dev. Dave, can you hear me? Davey. Yes. Still in the same
Okay.
pose. Yeah.
I'm back.
Awesome.
Sorry about that, everyone. So let's, let me start trying.
Nope,
Okay.
Mhm.
So is that coming through okay now?
Yes, very much.
Okay, cool. Technical difficulties. It's always fun when presenting. So,
What should I do, Dave? Should I stay? It's like you're feeding off of internet. Again, I'm feeding off internet from me. What happened? What happened, Dave?
I'm here.
All right. Okay, you can go ahead. We can hear you well.
Okay. Okay. I'll skip my Drupal experience and just get into the presentation now. We've spent enough time trying to get that. So when I was lucky enough to see them win 2 games in Mumbai, and it was another good season for them. But I'm not here to talk about the cricket, especially the way Australia is playing. I'm here to talk about deploying Drupal. So all of us, when we think about our Drupal deployment, imagine they're going to be like. We want them to be these events which are spectacular, they run smoothly, and are very exciting. Unfortunately, most of them end up looking like this. And today I will take you through some things which will hopefully get your deployments looking more like this rather than this. Is proper planning prevents poor performance. Like when we start building a Drupal site, we map out content types, we map out which then the site's going live on Thursday and people start thinking about deployment on the Tuesday. So I'm hoping that we can talk about some stuff today that better deployment experiences by planning early on. So one of the first in a project is couldn't fit them all once. But if you are in a situation where the client or your manager tells you that you're going to be deploying to HostGator using, I would suggest you either once you know what so are you going to be using the HostGator model where you're just FTPing every environment until everything breaks, or are you going to have environments and how you're going to move those changes around? Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with blue-green deployments, web applications where you have an online and an offline environment, and you clone your live environment to push your changes to the offline environment, run your features revert, run your update DB, do all that. And then if you've only got one server, you can switch a symlink, or if you've got multiple servers, you can update the load balancer, and then your online and vice versa. And this means you have the opportunity to roll back quickly if something goes wrong. It also means that if your deployment breaks halfway through, you don't have a live site that's busted. Once you've got your remote Drupal development, you can run Acquia Desktop, you can run WAMP, XAMPP, WIMP, whatever. But those environments very rarely match what you're actually going to have in production. It's a bad idea to be developing local. Using something like Vagrant allows you to run a virtual machine locally that is configured as close. And Jeff Gerling, who currently works for Acquia, Vagrant set up with Ansible that allows you to have a rock-solid Drupal local development environment. Currently developing containerized environments so you can keep everything separate. Docker is great. Set up a Docker environment today because that is another option. We need to start thinking about our code. Control. Now, I hope you're all using Git. If you're not using Git and you're stuck using Subversion, and there's a lot more modern tooling around Git because that's where most of the innovation has happened. Many tools. Create a branch. Now, there are ones of each. I recommend that you spend some time having a look at what the different Git workflows are and try them out and see which ones work best for your way, or you must do it that way. I think that there's usually, like with everything with Drupal, there's probably at least 5 ways of doing something, and you need to find what works best. Most developers these days, they have their site's old directory with the modules under it, and they've got contrib separated out from their custom, which is great. One thing I do see is people in a separate directory. That I often find because features are just custom Drupal modules with a bit of magic directory, and that will mean that if you need to implement a hook alter for a form or a menu alter or whatever you need to implement, that they are actually there together. It's pretty easy, but it's still involves some overhead. A real problem for Drupal in you have a view that depends on a taxonomy, particular things to work. That's always a bit tricky. Now, used as a deployment tool. This is where you dump the stage database and then you drop it on go and hope like hell and lands in production and everything works. Often you also need a second catapult to send all your files. So it's not a great deployment system. I prefer something that's a bit more targeted, a bit more agile, if you like a slingshot. I co-maintain deploy, which allows you to push content between different environments. Features UUID for pushing content around or using boxes for block content. The problem you have here is that people may still be editing content on production. And if you're doing the features revert, you can be wiping out content changes that have been made on production. And firsthand, I've seen how happy when they've finished making changes to a campaign on production and someone's reverted all the boxes and wiped out their changes. So just be mindful of using modules that export what is essentially content to configuration. To configuration. Now, it's pretty easy. We use features, but features isn't perfect, but it's the best thing we have, and people are pretty familiar with it. With Drupal 8 coming, CMI is a vast improvement. It's going, but people will. Now, this tub of ice cream sums up how beautiful pink content on the site. We've got the brown blob of code. And then in the middle, we've got our vanilla config that holds the whole thing together. Unfortunately, all of it swirled together. And because Drupal is a content management system, there are these interrelated dependencies for the various components. Now, we'll never completely get away from that. CMI helps. There's so we keep things nicely separated and have nice separation of concerns, separate classes for different things. And if you're thinking about that stuff as you develop, you end up with cleaner code that is planning out how to implement something. Now we've worked out how we'd like to push all of our things around. We need to automate those deployments. If you have if you've got a setup where you have to SSH into a server, or you have to go. You don't have. Computers don't make mistakes, people do. And so you end up doing it in the wrong order, which can cause real problems.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
Cool.
Dave? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, so the thing is, you're breaking in. I mean, sometimes you're breaking in and then out. But now, since last 5 minutes, it's been going fine. We can continue, but I think people are not getting the hang of what you're saying because you're coming in and out. I mean, the voice is breaking.
Should we? What I might do.
Can you click on the antennas on the top right next to the settings button and turn button, and you can change the limit bandwidth option and put it to setting.
Yeah, but if I turn the bandwidth down anymore, actually,
Sorry. We lost you again. I'm going to put it on the lowest session and then the video goes out. Okay. Oops. What we can do is, hey, you back? Dave?
Yeah, I'm here. What we?
You're breaking up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what we can do is we can have this session or hang out on air later, because people did not get most of what you were saying.
Yeah. So what I might do, Path, is
Lost you again.
I'll do a hangout one-on-one with you. All right, I'm gonna.